Good evening, wrestling fans. I'm the Gargoyle, the Front Row Fanatics, here doing a guest appearance on Top Rope Reality. Now, we've got done filming the episode, and the guys from Top Rope were gracious enough to allow me to have a little small segment here to answer a few of the questions that some of the people out there submitted to me on Facebook and through email and stuff. First of all, I'm sporting my vintage wrestling shirt down there. Vintage Wrestling, a high-quality promotion down there in Orlando, Florida. Lots of good-name stars down there. You can see the Dark City Fight Club, Corey Chavis and John Davis down there. The Circle of Disrespect, Simon Says, the Emerald Emperor, the King of Florida, Francisco Shiatsu, the Real Deal, Mike Cruz. Geez, there's so many guys down there in vintage. Beast Mode, Biff Slater and Don Maximo, Wayne Van Dyke. I can't even think of all the guys on the roster right now. And that asshole referee, Dan Kriegbaum. You know, anytime you're in the Orlando area, I highly recommend that you check out Vintage Wrestling. You won't be disappointed. Their 6th anniversary show is next month. I believe it's April 14th. At middle of the month, don't quote me for sure on that date. They're at the Armory on Fernwood Creek Avenue in Orlando. I highly recommend that you check that out. They will also be invading Newport Richey on May 19th with a big extravaganza going on over there, which I plan on attending as they return to some of their roots over there in Newport Richey, and that show is going to be fantastic. There's going to be a lot of big-name talent on there. The aforementioned Circle of Disrespect, State Line, which is Eddie Torres and Damian Angel. Gosh, there's so many guys. I can't think of it, but another great quality show. I highly recommend if you're in the Newport Richey area during that time frame to check it out. The people at Vintage always treat me great. I can't say enough good things about them. They've got good merchandise if you want to check out, you know, Simon Says, Francisco Shiatsu, Circle of Disrespect. They've got t-shirts, stickers, photos, you know, along with the other guys, the Dark City Fight Club guys. You know, check out Vintage Wrestling. There you go. My brothers in the COD, I gave you guys first pop. A few topics I'd like to address. One of the questions posed to me is, what do I think needs to do or be done to help improve some of the promotions on the Gulf Coast? Okay, well, I'm not going to specifically address any one particular promotion because the majority of the stuff that I'm going to address can be applied to most of the promotions around there. First thing I would like to address is physical fitness, size, and conditioning of your athletes. Okay, if you're going to be a professional wrestler and you're supposed to be intimidating and physically fit and be able to put on an athletic contest to impress fans, hit the gym. Nothing sucks worse than seeing a toothpick twig or a fat slobby guy that can't go 3 minutes in the ring, gassed out of their mind, or, you know, you look like some, you know, just came out of the emergency ward. You're not fit to be in the ring. One of the perfect examples I'd like to use is one of the party monsters, Magic Mike Metal. Now, he's been around for a long time, used to be a little on the heavy side, a little bit overweight. Mike Metal has been hitting that gym like a madman, and you can see his physique has changed. He's getting leaner, more muscular, and it's shown in his ring work, which has been good, but it's improving by leaps and bounds as his physical conditioning. I'll use Justin Overstreet and Zane Stevens. Yes, the Top Rope guys are going to catch hell because everybody says they're marks for these guys, but I am too. Both of those guys were slender, slim of physique individuals, but through hard work at the gym, they bulked up, they look the part. If you're going to use guys in a wrestling show, make sure they look the part. when you've got guys that I am as big as or as physically intimidating as on your roster and in the ring, you're not doing the best of job in recruiting your athletes. Now I realize there are small guys and guys with different physiques that can do, things for you in the ring, but look the part, which leads to my next segue of gear. Have proper ring gear, wrestling boots, wrestling tights. Don't buy your shit from the Hot Topic store or t-shirts or come out there with a pair of tennis shoes and kick pads with duct tape on them. The biggest thing that really grates my nerves is I hear people in the Gulf Coast talk about their professional wrestlers. No, you're not a professional wrestler if you don't look the part. If you come to work to a job, they expect you to be prepared with the tools and stuff to do the job. And in wrestling, that means look the part. That means be in shape, be physically fit, have the proper gear. I understand that some of this stuff costs money, but if you're going to play, you got to pay. Spend the money, buy the proper gear so you look like a wrestler and work out to be a wrestler. That is my biggest beef with things going on in the Gulf Coast. Let me see. What else? I could go on, and not that I am superior or trying to get heat with anybody, but, people ask me, so you want my opinion, I'm going to tell you. Security, okay? Some of the promotions, the security that you have, you might as well just go get those useless fools out of the way, because all they're doing is blocking the fans' view, and they're not even doing the job as security. They're too busy standing there watching the match like the rest of us are trying to do instead of being security guys. That's what you have them for, to protect the fans and to protect the wrestlers. When they're not doing their job, bad things can happen. You got little kids running around close to the ring, getting in the way. Somebody's going to get hurt. They're not there getting the crowd out of the way for a spot where the guy comes over the top rope. Make sure your security guys know what they're doing. If they don't, they're no better than putting a guy in the ring that has no skills or isn't trained. My main thing is, let's have everybody on the same page. From top to bottom, from the person taking the tickets at the door, to the referees, to the wrestlers, to the security guys. If you're going to call yourself a professional wrestling show, be professional. Security guys should all dress the part, just like your referees, just like your wrestlers have to have gear. You don't have three guys, one wearing jeans and cowboy boots and a tank top, another guy wearing shorts and tennis shoes and a Megadeth shirt, and, another guy in sweatpants and whatever, If you're calling it professional wrestling, let's try and make it as professional as possible. Okay? Storylines. I also realize on the independent wrestling scene that, it's not like the WWE or Ring of Honor or TNA that you got everybody there that you can count on, Everybody has jobs and commitments and sometimes they can't. But let's try and use some storylines and varieties. One of the things my friends here at Top Rope caught some flack over was complaining that combat sports use the same finish for more than one match in the same show. Now, come on, people. There's enough of you guys that are involved in the booking that you shouldn't have the same finish on multiple matches in the same show. Let's use our brains. Let's use our minds and create that angle. Get those stories to get your fans involved like you want them to be. Because when you get them involved, they want to keep coming back more and more and more and more. So those are a few things to think about. And once again, I'm not picking out any one singular promotion. Every promotion in the area has an example or two of the things that I've just mentioned. Some do a better job than others. Some do a worse job. But that's just an overall general blanket statement. So please don't anybody take it personal. If I want to be personal, I will single you out specifically. Everybody who knows me knows I'm not bashful about saying things and standing up for what I say. Okay? Promotion. Promote your shows. You know, you can't just put it out there on Facebook. You know, flyers. Okay? Those do a lot. Understand you got to spend money on flyers. Some of the promotions around here have video shows. New Heights, they have a good one. CSW Viral, they have a show. Those are things that will help make your promotion grow. Use Twitter. Use Facebook. Social media. You've got to be, you know, it's the 21st century now. Use all available means of technology to help your promotion grow. Okay? There's my little rant on those things that can help the Gulf Coast promotions be a little bit better. I'm sure you've heard me say it before. I'm sure you'll hear me say it again. But it was a question asked of me, so there you go. Jeez. What else can I rant, rave, and gripe about? I don't know. It's sad to say I'm at a loss for words. I guess it must be because I'm sober instead of swilling mass quantities of Heineken like I normally am. One more other thing. The overuse of the same individuals on the same shows in our area. You know, if you want your show to be popular, you got to have a variety of guys on the roster. It's sad when you see one guy or the same group of guys on a show in one town, and next week the same 10 guys are at a show just with a different name, with the same roster, you know. And I realize we have limited areas to work, but come on, people, spice up the roster a little bit. Other than that, you know, work out. Train more. You know, that's another thing. And they keep throwing up the word professional. Train. Work out. You know, it's all how bad you want it. You want your show to be successful, you've got to put in the work to make it successful. That's all I'm going to rant about that. Now I'm just going to throw a few little things out there, and then I'm going to cut this short so the Top Rope guys can get on their way and attend to their business. A few shout-outs I'd like to give. 911wrestling.com. They cover national, world, Florida, Southeastern wrestling news. It's a great site to check out and get information. They have schedules and flyers of shows all over the South. You want to see some wrestling, check out, you know, 911wrestling.com. Lordsofpain.net. My good buddy Calvin the Pain Lord. Check out his site. Top Rope Reality guys, check these guys out. Give them the same shot that you gave us on Front Row Fanatics. We started out at the bottom. They're doing the same thing. They love wrestling just as much as we do. Okay? Everybody deserves a chance. Give these guys a shot. They're very passionate about what they do, and it's only going to get better. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Ring of Honor, they got a show in Pensacola, June 27th. Buy them tickets. Support somebody else besides the WWE. You know, fans, if you ever want to get together, road trip, hit me up. We can talk. If not, get with me. Get together with your other friends. Plan these trips. Look, go out and support wrestling all over the area. You know, wrestling is a great thing. It's enjoyable. It's fun. There's a lot out there if you take the time to go see it. Just like the guys that bust their ass to do it. And, you know, some people think I'm going to be a little harsh on what I said earlier. But they're out there busting their ass and risking their physical well-being to entertain us. You need to do the same to support them. That's briefly all I'm going to say because it's getting late. The highway's calling. Top Rope guys got to work. I appreciate them allowing me this time and to be a guest on their show, which I will be again. And with that being said, support indie wrestling on the Gargoyle, and I'll see you in the front row.
All right, and so we are here with an interview with Tessa Blanchard. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
Got a few questions for you. Just when did you start watching wrestling?
As a baby girl, I grew up kind of around it, having it on TV, Raw, SmackDown, anything WWE. Because my dad, it's always been in the family, so at a very young age.
So with it being a family thing, who is your favorite wrestler growing up?
Truthfully, when I first started to watch it, it was kind of just people fighting on TV. But when I started to actually grasp it, my favorite wrestler was Beth Phoenix. I loved watching her work. She didn't have to do all the flips and everything off the ropes. You know, she knows how to wrestle. She knows how to work. She's a good technician right on the ground.
All right, so I know you're pretty young in doing this. So how long have you actively been wrestling?
Just about 8 months, 8-9 months.
I've seen this stuff on Facebook, so I want to know who trained you to wrestle.
Mr. Number One, George South. My dad and my stepdad helped me in there too, but
yeah, that's what's going on.
I'm in the ring every week with Mr. Number One.
All right. Who would your dream opponent be?
Leilani Kai, without a doubt.
Oh, wow.
Love her.
So when your career's over, what would you want your legacy to be?
I've thought a lot about that. My dad has worked his whole life to build his legacy, and he's kind of handing it to me right now. I want to be able to leave the same kind of mark in the business that he did. I don't want to have him hand me something of that stature and be able to hand him nothing in return. I want to leave as much of a mark as he did.
Okay. And I'm going to kind of do a few word associations, just 1 or 2 words of what you think about those people.
Sure.
Okay. One would be The Rock.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking? Oh goodness, I love him. I loved him first as an actor, and then as a wrestler. He is over. He is over.
All right, and then someone you should know very well. What do you think about Tully Blanchard?
I love him. Love him. Love him. Love him. He's the best dad in the world. I don't look at him as a superstar. I look at him as the guy that snores and rubs my feet and watches golf and listens to Delilah at night.
And your stepdad, Magnum TA.
He is like a giant teddy bear. He's helped raise me. He's been a huge factor in my life. Mentored me, counseled me, supports me unbelievably. Love him as well.
All right. Well, this has been the interview with Tessa Blanchard. We want to thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.
And good luck in your match later on at the Brad Armstrong Memorial Show.
Chastity Taylor, I'm coming for you.